One of the wealthiest men in history, Andrew Carnegie, didn't wait for riches to find him, he commanded them. What if I told you the key to building immense wealth isn't just grinding harder or working longer hours, but mastering your mind? Andrew Carnegie, who rose from humble beginnings to control one of the largest steel empires in the world, didn't rely on luck or inheritance. He believed in something more powerful, the mind's ability to attract wealth. Carnegie didn't chase riches, he learned to command them. He understood that his thoughts were the foundation of his success. The mind, when directed with purpose, clarity, and a relentless belief in one's own potential, can draw anything into existence. Carnegie's wealth wasn't an accident or the result of blind effort. It was the byproduct of his mental discipline and his deep understanding of the laws that govern success. Imagine your goals, dreams, and desires aligning with a mindset that believes the impossible is possible. What would you do if you stopped chasing after success and instead began attracting it to you? Carnegie didn't spend his life reacting to the world, he created his own reality. He knew that wealth begins in the mind and flows outward through belief and action. This is the lesson Carnegie taught the world, and it's a lesson you can apply to your own life. The truth is, the reason most people stay stuck in financial struggle is because they haven't yet unlocked the power of their thoughts. They chase money, but they never command it. They hope for wealth, but they don't believe they deserve it. Carnegie's secret was simple. He believed with unwavering certainty that he was destined for greatness, and so the world had no choice but to bring his wealth into being. This isn't about some mystical, unachievable principle. It's about mastering the thoughts you allow in your mind. Once you understand this, you will realize that the wealth you've been chasing is already inside you. And just like Carnegie, you will learn to align your thoughts, your beliefs, and your actions with the universal law of abundance. Andrew Carnegie didn't just dream of riches, he commanded them into his life. His rise from an impoverished Scottish immigrant to one of the wealthiest men in the world wasn't a fluke. It was the result of a definite mental framework that attracted wealth, success, and power. Carnegie understood a universal truth that most people miss. Wealth doesn't come from hard work alone. It comes from having the right mindset. The secret that propelled Carnegie to unimaginable wealth was simple yet profound. He mastered his thoughts. He aligned his desires with unwavering belief, and in doing so, he attracted everything he needed to build his empire. Carnegie didn't hustle for money. Instead, he shaped his mind in such a way that the opportunities and riches flowed toward him. He didn't work harder than others, he worked smarter by developing the right mental discipline. But the key lesson here isn't about how Carnegie made his fortune. It's about how you can apply the same principles to your own life. Success isn't reserved for a select few or those born with a silver spoon in their mouths. It's available to anyone who understands how to command their thoughts and direct their energy toward their goals. Carnegie's success was not due to luck. It was due to his ability to align his thoughts with his goals and take decisive action. Carnegie's mindset was based on clarity, purpose, and a belief that he could and would succeed. He wasn't afraid of obstacles. He didn't shy away from challenges. Instead, he viewed them as stepping stones to greater achievements. This same mindset is available to you right now, and it's the first step in transforming your financial reality. You don't need to chase after money. You don't need to scramble for every opportunity that comes your way. You need to shift your thinking. You need to believe that success is inevitable, and once you do, the world will begin to deliver exactly what you believe is possible. Just like Carnegie, you can build an empire, but it starts by training your mind to see wealth as your natural state. Now, I will break down the powerful principles Carnegie used to shape his thoughts and attract wealth, and show you exactly how to implement these principles in your life. These principles aren't just theories. They're actionable, proven strategies that will help you command wealth and success in ways you never imagined possible. Andrew Carnegie's wealth didn't appear overnight, nor did it come through sheer luck or coincidence. It was the result of a powerful mental shift, a decision to believe in his own potential and act on that belief without hesitation. But the question you're probably asking yourself is, how did he do it? How did a poor immigrant from Scotland rise to dominate the steel industry and become one of the richest men in history? The answer lies in one fundamental principle. Carnegie mastered the power of belief and thought. Carnegie didn't just think about wealth, he visualized it, he believed it, and most importantly, he took consistent action toward it. He didn't wait for opportunities to fall into his lap. He created them by aligning his mind with the universal laws of success. When he was still young, Carnegie understood that wealth begins in the mind, and everything else, opportunity, success, and power, follows. He knew that his ability to think definitively and clearly about his goals was the secret weapon that would carry him through any obstacle. He didn't wait for the perfect moment or the right time to act. Instead, Carnegie followed the principle that you create your own opportunities by taking decisive action. He trusted his ability to attract and create wealth because his thoughts were always aligned with his purpose. This belief in himself, in his ability to achieve whatever he set his mind to, was the driving force behind his success. And this isn't some far-off, unattainable idea. You can start implementing these same principles today, regardless of where you are in life. Carnegie's mindset wasn't born from wealth or privilege. It was forged in the crucible of his unshakable belief in his own potential. When you shift your mindset in the same way, you'll see how wealth and success are drawn to you, just as they were for Carnegie. One of the most powerful examples of Carnegie's belief in the power of his mind came when he was just starting out in his career. He had no money, no connections, and no formal education, but he had something far more valuable: a vision and the mental clarity to see it through. When Carnegie first arrived in America, he worked menial jobs in factories and on railroads, but he always knew he was destined for something greater. What set him apart from everyone else wasn't just his ambition, it was his unshakable belief that his thoughts would shape his reality. In his early years, Carnegie had a defining moment that demonstrated his ability to make his vision a reality. He didn't just want to work hard and make a living, he wanted to change the world. He saw the potential of the steel industry, and instead of waiting for someone else to give him a break, he took decisive action. He worked his way into a position where he could connect with people who would help him achieve his vision. But more importantly, he cultivated the inner mindset that made him believe this vision was already his. One of the key moments in Carnegie's career was when he convinced a wealthy businessman to invest in his steel company. At that time, Carnegie had no formal backing. His wealth was still a distant dream. Yet, through sheer belief in his ideas, Carnegie was able to persuade this investor to fund his venture. He didn't just see this as a simple business transaction. Carnegie saw it as a validation of the power of his thoughts. He believed that by acting with certainty, others would begin to align with his vision, and he was right. This investor didn't just see a steel company. He saw the mental strength and confidence in Carnegie that made him believe success was inevitable. The lesson here is clear. It wasn't just Carnegie's knowledge of the steel industry or his hustle that propelled him to success. It was his mindset. Carnegie didn't let his circumstances define him. He trusted his vision, acted decisively, and surrounded himself with people who believed in him. Most importantly, he never doubted that success was waiting for him. And this same belief is available to you right now. No matter where you start from, if you align your thoughts with your purpose and take decisive action, you too can transform your life, just as Carnegie did. Andrew Carnegie's success wasn't just about big investments or seizing the right opportunities. It was about his ability to stay focused on his vision, even when the odds were stacked against him. One of the most defining moments in Carnegie's career was when he decided to leave the world of low-paying, menial jobs behind and step into the world of business. He didn't have a formal education, and he didn't have any family connections that could help him climb the ladder of success. But what he did have was an unrelenting belief in his ability to make it. At a time when the steel industry was just beginning to take off, Carnegie saw something that most people didn't. He didn't just see the future of steel, he saw himself leading it. He had already built a foundation of wealth in his mind, one that was based on the understanding that success didn't come from external factors like luck, but from a deep inner clarity and belief in his own potential. He didn't wait for them to give him an opportunity. Instead, he created opportunities by aligning his thoughts with his purpose and taking massive action. One pivotal example of Carnegie's unwavering belief in his vision occurred when he was able to buy out his partners and take full control of his steel company. At the time, it was a risky decision. Carnegie didn't have all the capital he needed to take over the business, and the economy was uncertain. But Carnegie's mindset never wavered. He believed that the steel industry was his to command, and his ability to think long-term and act with unshakable confidence paid off. His decisive action at that moment propelled him into the ranks of the wealthiest men in the world. What Carnegie understood, and what most people miss, is that the mind is the true creator of wealth. It's not the external circumstances that define your success, but the beliefs and thoughts you hold. Carnegie didn't have the most advantageous situation. He wasn't born into wealth, and he didn't have access to the kind of education that most successful people rely on. But he had something far more valuable: the clarity of mind to see his goals, the belief that they were already his, and the commitment to take action without hesitation. This example proves that wealth is not created by following conventional paths. It's created by a mindset that refuses to accept anything less than success. Carnegie's story is living proof that when you align your thoughts, your beliefs, and your actions with your deepest desires, wealth and success will follow. You don't need to wait for external conditions to change. You just need to change the way you think. Even the great Andrew Carnegie, who built an empire and shaped history, faced moments of doubt, fear, and vulnerability. His journey to success wasn't an easy one. In fact, it was filled with obstacles that could have stopped him in his tracks. But what separated Carnegie from the masses wasn't his ability to avoid hardship. It was his resilience and his commitment to staying true to his vision, no matter the challenges he faced. At one point, Carnegie found himself struggling to maintain control over his steel company. The financial pressures were immense, and the competition was fierce. There were days when he questioned whether he had made the right decisions, but instead of allowing those doubts to stop him, Carnegie used them as fuel. He understood that vulnerability doesn't equate to weakness. It's a sign of growth, a reminder that you are pushing the limits of your comfort zone. For Carnegie, vulnerability became a powerful motivator. Instead of retreating or giving in to the pressure, he embraced the challenges and used them as stepping stones to further his success. He acknowledged his fears, but he never allowed them to dictate his actions. He kept moving forward, one step at a time, with the belief that his vision was stronger than any obstacle in his way. In the face of adversity, Carnegie didn't quit. He didn't shy away from the fear that came with every setback. He confronted it head-on, choosing to rise above the doubts and continue building his empire. This resilience, this ability to keep going even when the odds were stacked against him, is what truly set him apart. And you can do the same. Just like Carnegie, you will face moments of doubt. You will encounter roadblocks that make you question whether you're on the right path. But it's in those moments that your true power lies. Your ability to overcome vulnerability and fear is what will shape your future. When you choose to face your fears and push through them, you unlock the strength to achieve your own version of success, just as Carnegie did. Remember, vulnerability doesn't make you weak, it makes you human, and when you rise above it, you become unstoppable. Many people believe that wealth is for the lucky few or the highly educated, that success is a matter of chance or inheritance. They think that the richest people must have some kind of unfair advantage that they don't possess. You've probably heard it yourself. If only I had the right connections. Or, if only I had more education, I could be successful too. It's easy to think that wealth is for someone else. Someone born with opportunities you don't have access to. But the truth is, this mindset is the very thing that holds most people back. It's a belief in limitations, not possibilities. If you think that wealth and success are reserved for those born into privilege, you'll never break free from the chains of doubt and fear that keep you stuck. Andrew Carnegie didn't have connections. He didn't have a privileged background. He didn't have a formal education. What he had was belief. He believed that success wasn't about where you come from, it's about how you think. Carnegie's story is living proof that success is available to anyone who is willing to work on their mindset. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or waiting for opportunities to fall into your lap. It's about understanding that the greatest wealth you can have is not in your bank account but in your mind. Once you realize that your thoughts are what shape your reality, you stop blaming circumstances and start taking control of your future. The skeptics may argue that this is all just positive thinking, but positive thinking without action doesn't create wealth. What Carnegie proved is that when you align your thoughts with action, when you truly believe in your own potential, you will attract the opportunities and success you desire. The world isn't just for the lucky few, it's for anyone who is ready to act on their vision and believe that wealth is their birthright. So, if you've ever felt like success wasn't meant for you, let Carnegie's story be the wake-up call. Wealth doesn't come by waiting for it, it comes by commanding it with your mind, and that command starts now. Remember the story of Andrew Carnegie? He didn't wait for the world to hand him wealth. He didn't wait for luck or the perfect opportunity, he created them by mastering his mind. The truth is, Carnegie didn't just chase riches, he attracted them with his vision, his unwavering belief in his own success, and his ability to take action without hesitation. This is where the power lies, not in waiting for the perfect moment, but in commanding your future with certainty. Like Carnegie, you have the ability to change your life by first changing the way you think. The same laws of success that worked for him work for you. If you decide that wealth is yours for the taking, and you align your thoughts and actions with that belief, you'll start to see opportunities coming your way. Just as Carnegie didn't wait for riches to find him, you don't need to wait for your big break. Your big break is created by your thoughts, decisions, and actions. You must believe that wealth and success are drawn to you, not just by what you do, but by how you think. Your mind is your greatest tool, and when you learn to master it, nothing can stand in your way. So now, the question is, are you ready to step into your own version of success? Just like Carnegie, you have the power to create the future you desire. It all starts with the belief that you can, and the commitment to take action. The wealth you seek is already on its way. It's time to command it. Andrew Carnegie's rise to success wasn't just a product of his work ethic or his industrial genius. It was the result of his unwavering belief in himself and his mental discipline. He understood something that most people never grasp. Wealth doesn't come from external circumstances. It comes from mastering the internal. Carnegie didn't wait for the world to present him with opportunities. He created them by aligning his thoughts with his vision. And that is the key to building your own fortune. You may be wondering how to apply these principles to your own life, especially if you're just starting out or if you faced failure in the past. The answer is simple. Shift your thinking. Believe in your potential and take action with unwavering faith. Carnegie's story shows us that no matter where you start, your mindset is what determines your future. If you believe that wealth and success are possible for you, and if you align your thoughts with that belief, you'll begin to attract opportunities in ways you never imagined. The wealth you seek isn't out of reach. It's already within you. Carnegie's greatest lesson was not in his steel mills or business deals. It was in his ability to control his thoughts, to visualize success, and to take decisive action. Your journey to wealth starts the moment you decide that success is inevitable and that your thoughts will drive your actions. When you master your mind, you create a life of abundance. You don't need more luck, connections, or resources. You need the belief that you can make it happen, and the determination to act on that belief every single day. Carnegie didn't wait for wealth to find him. He became a magnet for it, and you can do the same. It all begins with the decision to believe in your own success and the courage to take the first step toward it. As you move forward, remember, you are the creator of your own wealth. Your thoughts shape your reality, and once you master your mindset, wealth will follow. Believe, act, and command your success just as Carnegie did. Now it's time for you to take control of your future. The path to wealth, success, and abundance starts with one simple decision: to believe in your ability to achieve greatness. Just like Andrew Carnegie, you don't need to wait for the perfect opportunity. You create your own opportunities by commanding your thoughts and taking action on your vision. Take a moment right now to decide. What do you want? Don't settle for vague wishes. Be specific. Write down the wealth and success you desire. Write down the goals that will shape your future. When you define what you want with clarity and belief, the universe will start working in your favor. But it doesn't stop there. Take action every day, no matter how small. Carnegie didn't wait for the perfect time. He took action with the belief that his success was inevitable. You can do the same. Start now, with unwavering belief, and move toward your goals with purpose and confidence. So, here's your challenge. Speak your goals out loud. Take one step forward today, and commit to making your vision a reality. Believe that wealth is not only possible for you, but that it's already on its way. Step into your power, take action, and watch your life transform. Your journey to success starts today. Believe, act, and command the life you deserve.